past few years, UK theme parks have actually seen some really good investment of new rides and attractions. For once, we've had fully themed and story-led dark rides open, some refurbished versions of already existing rides open, and of course, some really fun and unique roller coasters, including some that were very tall and very fast. But that is all in the past now. None of those rides actually exist anymore, and what matters most is the future. This 2025 season. So today, I am going to go through everything that is opening and happening at our beloved UK theme parks this year. Now, some of these things are confirmed by the parks officially, and others may be speculation, but either way, there is a lot of stuff happening, and it's going to be a very exciting year. So be sure to watch till the end so you don't miss anything, and be sure to subscribe as well, if you're not already. Please. Thanks, because I will be making videos riding these new rides and sort of talking about all this stuff that's happening. But let's talk about what's happening now. Starting with some of the parks that don't have too much going on this year. Chessington World of Adventures, of course, in 2023 we saw them open the huge World of Jumanji, and in 2024 they opened nothing. And in 2025 it's looking to be the same. Again. But this time, they're actually going to be closing some things, because they actually have two projects coming up in the next few years that will be replacing some old rides and attractions. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Scorpion Express and that area completely fenced off, maybe at the start of the new season, to become Project Play in 2026. And also, I wouldn't be surprised with how big the brand new Minecraft-themed land might actually end up being. It wouldn't shock me to see Wild Asia close halfway through the year, or towards the start of the year. Maybe it's closed right now. The whole park is becoming Minecraft, so nothing new there, but a lot is happening, and there's a lot to look out for in the future at Chessington. And the same could be said for Thorpe Park, of course. Last year, 2024, they got their biggest investment to date. Hyperia, the UK's tallest and fastest roller coaster. And what a ride it is. It's got some crazy elements, some crazy airtime, and it also has a lot of mud around it. But talking of the presentation and cleanliness of the park, last year in the closed season, we did see this huge Project Sparkle, I think it was called, where they did up the toilets and painted up Stealth and Colossus slightly. Well, all I can see is a similar thing happening for 2025, if not even less. So with Thorpe Park, again, don't expect anything new next year, but expect some nice paint, or some paint, at least, and expect that really big structure that used to be known as Slammer, and I never rode it, which I'm still sad about, to be gone, because it will be getting demolished over this close season. So yeah, what's new for 2025 at Thorpe Park? Just a ride is finally being taken down. That's about it, really. And I guess along with that, we could also say that Universal Studios in Bedford might finally see an announcement happen in 2025. If you somehow aren't aware, Universal Studios Great Britain might be actually happening in Kempston Hardwick in Bedfordshire, and all these government talks have been happening, and it's very likely that it's going to be confirmed and eventually start being built. I don't think we're going to see any construction in 2025, but we might see an announcement from Universal themselves. Go and watch the latest episode of The Field, where we genuinely sat where Universal Studios Bedford might go and talked about it all. Go and watch it. But that is enough scraping the barrel done, because, well, they're all just sort of construction, and, oh, there might be an announcement, guys. Oh, they're removing an old ride that's been there for years. That isn't cool, but what we're going to see this year, and we know we're going to see it, is very cool. So let's talk about it. Drayton Manor, of course, the theme park in Tamworth. They have been investing so much over the past year to have two roller coasters, one refurbished and one brand new one, with a whole brand new area open in the same year at Drayton Manor. Crazy year. But something we seemed to notice towards the end of the season was the fact that Accelerator, their Vekoma boomerang, was undergoing some form of a start of a retheme. Instead of being themed to cars, which it is on the inside, from the outside it was being painted some sort of like brown colour, but at the same time had some like steampunk looking Wild West inventor bloke there. So I think at Drayton Manor we won't see any new areas or new rides. We will see a refurbishment of Accelerator, their junior Vekoma boomerang. Maybe they're going to bring it back to Ben 10. I don't know how that's going to fit Wild West. Maybe it will. Something we will be doing more when we get to the season and the opening of these parks is riding the brand new retheme of Ice Blast at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Of course, there is the construction as well nearby Grand Prix, and that entire thing has been like destroyed now, and it's kind of sad. So there will be something happening there, and there's potentially a gyro swing, one of those massive swinging rides coming not this year, but next year or a year after, if it actually has fit in place. But for definite, we know that Launchpad is going to be coming to the park in 2025, which again is the retheme and repainted version of Tango Ice Blast, their shot tower. And the ride will actually be changed slightly because they're going to be using some of the sort of mechanisms inside the tower and making it a little bit more forceful. So you should feel the sort of stomach feeling when you go. You should feel that a little bit more now riding it as Launchpad. They had made a whole trailer. Well, I say they made it. AI made it, and it's so obvious, I can't lie. And yeah, it's now going to be blue, red, and white, and I'm excited to get back on Ice Blast. It's one of my favourite rides at the Pleasure Beach. Next one. Going completely on the other side of the country from up north all the way to the most southern point. Paultons Park are opening one of the most anticipated dark rides in the UK for some time, Ghostly Manor. And this ride looks very interesting. The ride, as it sounds, is themed to a manor with ghosts in. And the ride system looks very unique. It's sort of got this weird like turntable-esque structure, so it literally runs in a circle, but in your little car you rotate round and sort of face forwards, do one scene, then rotate round and do the other scene behind you, and it's going to be a really cool ride system, and I can't wait to try it out. And we actually have an opening date for that one, 17th of May. That's going to open, and I'm going to be there, because it looks amazing. And along with that, we're also going to be seeing a lot of construction happening this year at Paultons Park for their brand new Viking themed area. And from where they're building it, it looks huge. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see maybe 2 or 3 roller coasters or rides in that area being built over 2025. It's one to look out for this year, as is Flamingo Land in Yorkshire. Yeah, a bit strange to go north, then south, then all the way back up again. But oh well. Flamingo Land in York is going to be renovating one of their probably oldest rides into a higher tech ride. If you have ever been to Flamingo Land and been on their river ride adventure thing, themed to like safari or dinosaurs or whatever the hell it is, well, what they have done is they have taken down the actual height of that drop, and they've actually gone and added a massive box just before the drop that's going to be what they call part of the immersive super flume. Because a very long time ago I did some research and I found out that there is actually an immersive super flume by Simworks coming to the UK somewhere in 2025, and they're going to be installing it, making sure it works, obviously, and it's going to look exactly like what you've been seeing on screen, and it's just this massive area or warehouse that just has a screen around it, and there's going to be some motion simulator based things like and you're going to leave that room via the drop. It's going to be a very interesting ride now, very different, and it's not really confirmed what's going to be on these screens or what's going to be in that building. So I'm excited to see it, Flamingo Land. Do us proud and get rid of Hero whilst you're at it. That's probably what would make us more proud. But finally, the park that has probably the most excitement around it for the 2025 season is the Alton Towers Resort and No Spa. Still has me crying every time, because not only in 2025 might we see the start of construction for 2 new roller coasters at the park, and a potential retheme could be teased, but we're also getting that brand new top spin. But I'll get onto that soon, because the things we don't know about Alton Towers just yet is Project Horizon and Project Sunshine. Now, Sunshine is definitely going to be happening in 2026. It's a brand new world's shortest roller coaster, it looks like, located in CBeebies Land, where Postman Pat ride used to be. Postman Pat is no longer the man, and we're going to see that being constructed over 2025. Project Horizon, I did mention that. That is the warehouse building in the back corner of the park, and it's behind a lot of trees right now. So I don't think we're going to see too much action there just yet. And it also could be plausible that we see the start and teasers of a Galactica retheme. There's been a lot of talk about the fact that that should have happened this year, and, you know, they could have repainted the track and made it more Phalanx themed. But potentially due to budget, they never managed to do it. Typical Merlin. So like I said, we might see that teased for next year's big project. That might be the big thing next year. Galactica and Air Reborn. But speaking of Galactica, right opposite Galactica is the brand new ride for 2025, Toxicator. The name was officially announced a couple weeks back, and it does look like it's going to be such a fun ride. It, of course, is a topspin style attraction, so you'll sit facing outwards, so you can literally sit on either side of the elevated topspin, and you'll flip round and round in a loop whilst your individual carriage thing also flips, if that makes sense. Potential worst explanation of a topspin ever. But it is literally like the old Ripsaw ride that used to be in that position. But this time, this topspin is elevated by concrete. And that is a world's first. Congratulations, Merlin and Alton Towers, for making potentially the most accomplished world record. I don't know who's going to break that record eventually, but to see the world record for the first concrete elevated topspin, it's just incredible. Jokes aside, we haven't got many flat rides at the park now, and Blade has now left. Flavio's Fabulous Fandango is leaving as well. So it would just be nice to have that topspin back in Forbidden Valley. And as much as Paultons did confirm Ghostly Manor's opening, Alton Towers haven't confirmed the opening, but we can assume it's going to be the opening day of the season. Yeah, as much as 2023 was the year of the dark rides, and 2024 was the year of the roller coasters, 2025 is the year of nothing much. I mean, usually I make separate videos for separate parks saying this is what's coming this year here, this is what's happening here. I don't have to do that this time because there's not too much happening. But either way, this year and the next few do seem very exciting. So yeah, if you want to stay tuned for like the vlogs of like the opening days and covering what happens with these rides in their construction, subscribe. It'd be greatly appreciated, and I greatly appreciate you watching. Bye bye.